Dudes, we have patch notes. I repeat, we have patch notes. Would you like to take a look with me? Would you care to take a little gander? There we go. We have patch notes. Let's see. Okay, looking right at me. I know. It's Miss Beans. She wants to see these patch notes too. Okay, tomorrow we're planning to release a patch of 0.1.1 for Path of Exile 2, pending any last-minute hurdles. This patch contains a new endgame tower maps, checkpoints for map areas, respawn attempts for Arbiter of Ash, as well as many monster changes, unique changes, improvements, and bug fixes. So, they made a video about this. We could have checked the video too, but let's read what's going on here. Please note that these are still subject to change prior to the patch's deployment. This patch contains new endgame tower maps, checkpoints for maps, respawn attempts for Arbiter of Ash, right, the same thing over here, as well as many monster changes, unique changes, improvements, and bug fixes. Okay, so we have endgame changes. Added 4 new tower map areas: Alpine Ridge, Bluff, Mesa, and Sinking Spire. The Lost Towers map has also been revamped. To address the problem of only having 1 attempt on the Arbiter of Ash boss fight, you will now have to 6 respawn attempts at this fight. Respawns can only be triggered by the person who put in the keys, and everyone in your party will be respawned at the same time. Leaving the map still forfeits your attempt, and you'll still need to fight the boss with the build you walked in the map with. Higher difficulties of the boss will lower the number of respawn attempts you receive. We'll be looking to add respawn attempts to the pinnacle content over time. Very cool. Nice. So this is cool. So when you're first getting to the boss, first learning the fight, and he one-shots you with his gimmick, you're not like, well, that was a couple divines down the drain. And you can try it a couple more times. That's good. I'm excited about that. I'll be doing my first boss fights against this guy. So that will be cool. That'll be very fun. And I think that later on, we'll hopefully realize that the boss fights against this guy will be more plentiful because it'll be easier to find the strongholds if the things that they showed in the sort of video hold true. Very cool. The Arbiter of Ash can no longer be interrupted during his Falling Flame Seed skill. His Flaming Gale skill can no longer be blocked. Oh, wow. Okay. So you have to do the mechanics. Arbiter of Ash boss now is invulnerable for longer during its emergence and now takes significantly reduced damage while emerging. Okay, so you can't just cheese him and kill him before he's done with his RP. The Arbiter of Ash is now way less likely to target minions when using his sword, which could prevent some of their skills being used. Added checkpoints to map areas. Interesting. Map areas now contain a minimum of 3 rare monsters. Okay. Citadels now appear closer to the Ziggurat Refuge, so you don't have to go and explore as far out from where you start. Improve the visibility of citadels in the endgame map. Right, so there's going to be like a beam, like a beacon of light that shows you where the citadel is in the map, I think. Don't even really read all item changes. I might not either, but we'll see. There's some of the cool stuff, though. Maps now display their biome when hovered in the Atlas UI. What I want to see, I just want to consistently see the area of effect on the area of influence on the towers, too. We'll see if they fix that. Added the new Overseer's Precursor tablet, a currency item which can be placed in completed tower to add map bosses to valid maps in the radius. These tablets drop from map bosses and can roll exclusive modifiers that affect map bosses. So that will also act as a radiation too, right? Because if you are progressed in your map boss atlas, bosses make things irradiated and can potentially make them corrupted. So that's pretty sick. It's potentially an irradiated and corrupted map boss map, which is cool. Map areas have been adjusted to have more distinct specialties for the content they contain. For example, one map area might have more total number of monsters, while another is more likely to contain additional content such as strong boxes, essence, or shrines. Generally speaking, the more difficult a map is to clear, the smaller it is, the more axes it will specialize in. Here's an overflow of the changes we've made to give maps more discernibility. Okay, so a number of maps will now spawn with double the number of chests, twice as many magic or rare chests. A number of maps will now contain double the number of monsters. That's insane. Or more magic monsters, or more rare monsters. Higher minimum number of rares, which is interesting. Chance to contain essences, strong boxes, shrines. And maps that are only exclusively found in biomes containing citadels now have 50% more chance to contain essences, strong boxes, and shrines. Great. Cool. Unclaimed hideout areas now have substantially more magic monsters and fewer rare monsters. Oh, lame. Monsters in Untainted Paradise have been breeding. Untainted Paradise now contains 100% more monsters, of which spawn 100% more, thus quadruple magic and rare monsters. Okay, so those areas are going to be way more juicy. Pretty cool. Very, very excellent. So improved the highlightability, clickability of shrines. Excellent. I really was like raging about not doing that, not being able to click shrines. Reduce the damage of scaling of monsters in Simulacrum encounters at added difficulty. Okay. So Simulacrum is still going to be really hard probably, but it gets easier comparatively compared to what it was at higher difficulties. Adjusted the chance for maps to contain bosses. You should be encountering a boss roughly every one. So they're giving us precursors for bosses, and they're just going to spawn more too, right? That's pretty crazy. Very cool, though. The chance for map bosses to drop a waystone of their current tier or higher has been reduced to account for the increase in total number of map bosses. Okay. So you might not be getting 3 15s every single time you kill a boss, but maybe like 2. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, should be okay, especially if you have like a bunch of waystone drop chance, maybe. Okay, interesting. The Radiant Waystone's Atlas Notable passive now provides a 15% chance for map bosses to drop a waystone of their current tier or higher. Was 25, so this is a little bit nerfed, I guess, huh? The small map boss waystone chance passive now provides 6% chance for map boss to drop a waystone of their current tier. Was 10, okay. And I'm not afraid of you. Delirium Atlas passive now grants Delirium bosses in your map drop 100% increase Delirium Splinters. Was 50. Okay, so that's buffed. I think they're gonna just buff Delirium Splinters, I thought. We'll see. Reduce the number of monsters in small chests from breaches by 15. Oh, come on. But they said they could nerf it and we wouldn't even notice because a bunch of mobs weren't even spawning properly in breaches because there was no room to spawn them, so that might not even be a noticeable thing. Increase the amount of Simulacrum Splinters found in maps by 20%. Great. These are a lot of things that we, again, heard about in the video, but now it's good to have, like, actual numbers now, which is very cool. Added dedicated 2D art for waystones that are instilled with layers of Delirium. Nice. Crisis Fragments, Breachstones, Simulacrums, and Audience with the King now have more appropriate gold value to vendors. So when you vendor your Audience with the King maps. Increased how far you can zoom out in Endgame. Great. Excellent. You could sort of bug it, right, with the escape scroll method, but now it's like that by default. Very cool. Hey! Hold up now. Skill changes. Supercharged Slam now has each successive Aftershock gains increased meters to the radius. Previously was uncapped. Oh. So is it less than before? Is that a nerf? Hold on a second. I'm not sure what that means. That sounds like a nerf. Scavenged Plating now grants you stacks for a duration based on the enemy's rarity. Normal enemies grant 1 stack, magic enemies grant 2, rares grant 5, and unique enemies grant 10, which means that when you break a unique enemy's armor, you'll have 10 stacks of armor plating, scavenged plating, which is pretty cool. You also have to break their armor, but I mean, I break armor constantly with my little totem and stuff, so that's interesting. We could use scavenged plating on a boss if we wanted to. It's nice. Lightning Bolt skill, whatever, this is caster stuff, I mean, whatever, we'll read it. Lightning Bolt skill granted by the Choir of the Storm unique amulet has been renamed to Greater Lightning Bolt to differentiate from the skill granted by Staves. Triggered Greater Lightning Bolts are now unable to trigger a subsequent Greater Lightning Bolt if it was first was a critical hit. Greater Lightning Bolt now deals roughly 3.5 times more base damage compared to the Lightning Bolt. Does this make sense to the caster guys? The Temporalis unique body armor can no longer reduce the cooldown of a skill below 100 ms, so it's not 0 cooldown, just a very low cooldown. Skills socketed in metagems can no longer gain energy. Okay, interesting. Clarified Vine Arrow's description to explicitly state that it hits enemies on landing. Okay. But isn't Vine Arrow like Giga busted? We'll see. Removed the aura tag from Pain Offering for consistently with other minion skills, as the skill does not directly create an aura. The aura is created by the summoned minion. Okay. This is gonna be a lot of stuff, boys. Do you guys want to read this stuff? Do you guys want to read all of these monster changes? I don't know if we can read all these monster changes, bro. Yeah, let's look at some other salient information. Are we seeing anything cool? Toughness, small delay from essences. The Grenadiers, they talked about those guys. There's all these, like, these particular skills have been adjusted. They have really worked hard on this stuff, though. The guy that we killed just now no longer explodes on death, right? Which is good. The roll does less damage. They told us about this kind of stuff. Utsal density has been reduced. Let's see. Density of monsters in the Dreadnought has been reduced. Oh, we don't need to do that. Chaos Pustules have had their visuals improved. Telegraphing of the Anchor is better now. Let's see. Volatile plants are much more noticeable. The aura from prevents recovery with 50% now has a visible radius. Excellent, thank you. The energy shield modifiers are more sensible now. Okay. The shielding monsters modifier has been re-enabled. Okay. General changes and improvement. You can migrate from solo self-found, I guess. Strongbox fog now fades away. Strongboxes spawn enemies faster. Research strongboxes are higher, I guess. These activate after a delay, all those thingies. Charms have a visual now. Runes, you can resocket runes. This is actually a lot of important stuff, too. Armor has been buffed by 15%, approximately. Great. All right. Flasks with quality can now be salvaged. Let's see. More monsters are able to be pushed around while dodge rolling. Okay. Let's see. Objects and delirium shards can no longer be pushed by other monsters. Okay. Increase the chance for omens to spawn. Reduce the chance for items to roll some of the less desirable item modifiers. Cool. Okay, distilled emotions will now only be displayed once you've picked up your first one. There's an exit portal in the Trial Master area. You can do any kind of... There's no level requirement to access Expedition vendors. The rarity of Expedition vendor shops now increases with shop level. So generally, shops have more rarity at higher levels. Great. Oh, so you have to re-roll one time to get that. Okay, good to know. Visual clutter has been reduced. Added a tutorial for activating your first persistent buff skill jump. That's actually important. A lot of people ask me, like, how do I even activate Herald of Ash? So that's good. Let's see. Walkability has been improved. Loading has been improved. Oh, you can revive your buddies, I guess, in campaign faster. Alva has an option to gamble in your hideout. They fixed that. That's good. Minion stuff. Quest tracker shows if it's available in your area. Let's see. Charms display the number of charges they have, which is cool. Updated world map icons for quests. Okay, I'm just reading this kind of stuff. Some... Ooh, Hands of Wisdom in Action Unique has received 3D art. Whoa. When it's on the ground, it looks cool. After activating an Omen of Whittling, hovering over the item before applying a Chaos Orb will now display which modifier will be re-rolled. What? That's insane. Wait, what? How does this work normally? Improve the performance of the Chimera boss fight. Improve the performance of the Lava guy. That seems kind of crazy. Interesting. Improved performance of areas with bright lights. Improved performance of the Ziggurat encampment. Burning ground can no longer spawn underneath interactables such as levers. Great. Monsters can no longer spawn near the close to the entrance of a map. Okay. Added keyword for honor resistance. Okay. Delirium monsters are no longer untargetable during their emerge animation. Okay, cool. You can now pick up items and interact with some objects while performing other actions. The attack in place stops movement option no longer prevents walking on skills that can be used while moving while using WSD. Okay. And improving art and sound. Alright, so now there's a bunch of unique item changes. This is just like, we're going to have to just look at these later. I'm not going to read all of these. I don't even know all these items. But I think their idea was to buff little leveling uniques by a little bit. And they are working on fixing crashes. Cool. So the main stuff seems to be... Oh, look, they enabled all of these. All these microtransaction things that you might have from Thingy. And Una plays her song now. Cool. I think the main stuff is this first stuff, right? A couple skill changes. Not a lot of skill changes, really, for Warrior. But armor buff, endgame buff, new towers, map buffs, multiple respawns, easier to find citadels. Just all in all, just good stuff. Very, very cool. Buff to delirium splinters, buff to expedition, rarity from the shops. Just overall awesome stuff. Maybe I should have been using supercharged slam, man. What the heck? They keep nerfing it. That's sweet, though. Those are some big changes, man. Read the very last little thing. Let me see. The very last little thing. Map Waystone stash tabs. They slid that in there right there at the very end. Wow. They really cranked that up, huh? They cranked that up. Oh my goodness. That's wild. And read the header too? Which one? The header? There were also a handful of... What are you talking about? Which one? The time? This? What are you talking about? Oh, these aren't ready? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So we don't have Unasong yet. We don't have map stash tabs yet. And we don't have multiple respawns yet. Oh, is that what you're saying? Right, so you will be able to multiple respawn for these guys too, but not yet. Okay, that's fine. That's what they set up top too, right? What's up, DJ? That's what they set up top too. All good. Yeah. That's okay. That's all right. They've been working hard, man. That stuff looks good to me. I like it. I'm excited. And this is like tomorrow or like today, depending on where you are in the world. Sweet. Yeah, that'll be fun, man. POE 2 continues to pop off. This stuff's looking good. I'm excited, man. And now that we hit level 97, the game can actually begin. We're ready for all these endgame guys, man. That's sick. Time to pop off, boys. We're doing it. Sounds good to me.